give us a brief overview of your background?
Graduated from the University of San Diego and got a couple of job offers through one from Northrop on their advanced technical fighter, which is procurement for the first stealth fighter, and another job offer for a hedge fund in Santa Barbara. Kind of went and interviewed with both, and through a journey that took me to Chicago and the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where the hedge fund had arranged for me to actually get out onto the floor of the exchange and meet their on the floor traders and who they work with. I kind of found myself in the middle of Chicago, in the middle of this exchange, thinking, this is boring. There's just nothing going on. It's dead quiet. These are all, a bunch of, folks just chasing each other's tails a little bit. And I'm sort of politely nodding and smiling and going through the tour and how it all works in the pits. This was back when actually everything was consolidated in hand signals and pits. And this guy Kenny's talking to me, and he would have been our on-floor trader that I would be calling and placing trades with. And in sort of kind of like mid-sentence, he stopped talking, and there was just this gentle sort of rumbling. And we were in a center aisle, and on either side of us were just these, stadium size like pits, like if you were to, have someone in the center and you were going to give a sort of a poetry speech, it wasn't that big, but it was big enough. You probably held like, 200 people per pit. And there's maybe 8 pits on each side, like 16 different pits. And in the center is a raised pathway. And that pathway is lined with telephones, and there's just hundreds of telephones. And as he's talking, he stops and he turns, and then I heard the rumble and I turned towards the rumble too. And I turned back to him to finish the thought, and he's gone. And then I like, where did he go? And he'd gone to his station at the phone bank. And then he had 4 phones, 2 on the shoulder and 2 in his ear. By the time I blinked, and then the little rumble had become like a lion's roar. And all these people that were sort of like just milling around doing absolutely nothing. I turn around and there's 300 people in a pit just screaming at each other. And what had happened is the S&P 500 started to move, and just like a dragon coming alive, it just sort of rumbling. And then they were all hand signaling and trading and just moving everything around. And it just was this incredible energy. And you realize it's like, this is capitalism right here. So people are buying and selling, and the price is being determined, literally, at the end of this road, this little sort of, path here. So needless to say, I took the job in commodities and started to learn how to trade. That's where I learned about fixed income. Fixed income is very similar to options. It's an instrument that's very complicated. So I started on the very complicated side in commodities and options, and then how interest rates and treasuries and all of those sorts of things, risk-free rates, fix into determining the rate of return and risk of an investment, and kind of ended on moving on from there.